皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today I'd like to share an idea with you. I guess this is something really similar to the topics we've been talking about recently in my podcast, but to make a long story short, the conclusion of today's story is lacking knowledge and experience, or maybe even the strong will to not learn or try to understand other people or other things, is very violent and scary, is what I wanted to say. So, the reason why I started thinking about this, and it's basically gave me an opportunity again to really believe that continuing to study, continuing to try to learn more, continuing to try to understand other people more is really important, you know? And what I actually saw was, of course, my second do-ha that I train in right now in Iaido, katana-related martial arts, is Yushinkan, which is the place where I started doing the samurai experience recently. And I've been training for I started training in April in 2022. So finally about, how many months would that be? Maybe around 8 months finally, 7, 8 months now. But my instructor and his assistant. My instructor, of course, is the grandson of the founder of the do-ha, and also his assistant, who is 1 year younger than me. They now actually have a channel that they run together, which is a very easygoing channel to just post YouTube shorts every day of their trainings. It's not like a really serious channel or anything, but of course, because it's YouTube shorts, that's actually often shown to people who don't know about them at all. And of course, there are tons and tons of negative comments, written there, because just random passerbys who watch those videos I think there are people who are just on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever to just randomly write negative comments to people. But reading those, and of course my own comments too, reading those, I really feel that when you don't know something, you can be very violent. Yeah, so the things that the people wrote to my instructor, who has been trained, he is 32 years old right now, and he first started training when he was 3 years old. There were people telling him, doing a very difficult cut where you do 6 cuts in a row against one mat. There were people calling him a beginner. Or there were people telling him that he should practice more. Or there were people telling him that, he was doing a 2-sword style tameshigiri mat cutting. And there were people telling him that in one of the techniques that he does, they only use a longer sword once in one of the 6 cuts, and all of the other 5 cuts are done by the shorter wakizashi. And there were people telling him that, what the heck, why the heck do you have 2 swords when you only use it for the first strike? Well, obviously, because in a real fight, when you have distance away from your enemy, you can use the longer sword to first attack. But once you're really closer to the enemy, you can use their shorter sword to attack, because that's just simply more effective. But of course, if you don't know about that, you will never be able to consider these things. You can be, what should I say, ignorant about these facts and just say whatever you want to. And it's really, really scary to think that you could just go up to someone who you don't know at all, you don't know about the art, you don't know about that person, and you can just randomly write your opinions down there in public. Of course, people can hide their names still, and I'm pretty sure they don't have any responsibility towards what they've written. They've probably forgotten about it already, that they've written that. But yeah, there was some other people saying that, if you have a good katana, anyone can do this. And I'm pretty sure if you've watched my instructors, my senpais or instructors do those tameshigi techniques on my YouTube stories or Instagram stories, I am very, very confident that just handing a beginner a good katana, obviously you will not be able to do those techniques that easily. That is very, very obvious. If you've done anything, it could be any sport, it could be any art, any music. If you've done anything before, you'd be easy to understand that you can't just pick up a good instrument and play a difficult song, right? It's almost like there was someone playing something on the saxophone and saying that, this piece of music, well, if you have a good saxophone, you'll be able to play it. Like someone was playing something on the guitar, and someone was saying in the comments, well, if you have a good guitar, this phrase is not difficult to play. Like, are you sure about that? Are you very sure about that? Yeah, this is, I guess, just me again complaining. Another episode of Shogo's complaining podcast, maybe. But I just really thought that when you lack knowledge, when you lack experience, you can be very, very violent. Yeah, I think this is something that could be said towards people who attack certain people of race or skin color or religions. Yeah, in most cases, it's not that they actually hate the other group. It's more of they don't know about the group and they don't want to know about the group is the reason why those kind of anger or hatred are born, basically. And this all roots from the idea of I don't want to learn or I don't want to know more about them. Because when people do start to learn about the other group, they very soon will realize that we are all humans. Yeah, we are all bad. There are bad people. There are good people in every single group. Mothers and fathers will love their kids. Kids will love their parents, all this kind of stuff, love between friends, between family, parents and kids, all the stupid things that we all do, it's the same all around the world, But again, there are people who are determined to not learn about anything and just be a critic, a very useless critic because they don't know anything. But I just really, really thought that is just so scary. It's so scary. Would you, you guys are my friends, so you guys would probably understand this, right? Would you have the courage to go up to someone who's been training something for more than 30 years of his life and tell him that he's a beginner? And what you're doing is sitting inside your room with your smartphone and you're just writing a few words down. I really just can't understand what kind of life that is, I'm really, really sorry for the people who have to do that. All of these comments are, by the way, are in Japanese, but I just really am very, very sorry for that, because the people who actually are putting a lot of effort into whatever they're doing in life don't have the time to go and write, negative comments to random people on the internet, right? So we can obviously understand that those kind of people are not the people that we should be listening to, but still on the internet, YouTube platform, those people's opinions, voices are as loud as, everyone else's. And I think that's really, I really think that's not very fair. And I really think that I really do want to continue training and learning myself, as I explained before in one of the previous podcasts of me wanting to try to learn as many Nuha as possible. This is one of the reasons why. I don't want to be ignorant about other people's efforts and their arts, their lives and such. And I really do think that this is something very, very important that I want to teach my kids. If they ever ask me, why do I have to study so much? Why do I have to read so many books? Why do I have to meet so many people? I would love to teach them this. The more you learn, the nicer person, the kinder person you can be. And the more kinder and nicer you are, it means that you can make other people happy. And when we make someone else happy, it means that it makes us happy. So that simply means learning more about other people, about knowledge, about any kind of study, gaining more experience, meeting more people makes you a happier person. And I really, really thought this is something important that I must teach my kids in the future. So everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to study, travel, or work, or even train our traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future, because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do this, the nearest goal I have right now is to make the Yushinkan, as we were talking about today, the Yushinkan Samurai experience a success. Raise money to buy my very first real bamboo shakuhachi on Ko-fi to do more collaboration videos with Kamina Daisuke-san. And also, I hope you can check out my Suzuki merchandise page, which is selling the limited edition merchandise until the end of 2022. So you can check that out. It's actually less than 2 months now until we finish selling those products. I hope you can check it out for me if you haven't checked it out yet. And please again, as I always say, I'll be waiting for comments and opinions in the comments there. Something just dropped out of my desk. That scared me a lot. Bye-bye.